Okay, we're going to continue graphing quadratic equations, and this time we're going to look at graphing quadratic equations in vertex form. Section 4 of our notes. Y equals a times the quantity x minus h quantity squared plus k is considered vertex form. Observations. The vertex is going to be the point hk. The axis of symmetry is where x equals h, so you can just pull those items right from that equation. Remember from yesterday, if a is greater than 0, then the parabola will open up and we will have a minimum point at our vertex. If a is less than 0, then the parabola opens down and we will have a maximum point at our vertex. So the process of graphing in this case is to find the axis of symmetry first, make a table of values which will include 7 points. The vertex will be in the middle and then 3 points on either side. And then graph the parabola. Here we go. Our first example. Graph the quadratic equation minus the quantity x minus 1 squared plus 3. So our first part of the problem is to find the axis of symmetry. X equals h. If we look back at our formula, h is in the proper form. Everything is in the proper form. We have a here, which is a 1. Okay, so we'll actually do this first. A equals -1. H is equal to the number that's being subtracted, which is 1. And k is equal to the number outside the parentheses, which is 3. So we have all of the variables that we need. So the axis of symmetry is where x equals h. What is h equal to? 1. So now we have to draw the axis of symmetry where x equals 1. Going to graph it. Oops, can't have that ruler upside down. We're going to plot it with a dotted line. And this is the line x equals 1. It's our axis of symmetry. The second step is to make a table of values. The vertex goes in the middle. 1. And the vertex is the point hk, so it's 1, 3. And that is our vertex. 1, 3. Now, since a is -1, our parabola is going to open down, which means that this is going to be a maximum point. This is our vertex, and it's a maximum point. So now we're going to plot the values on either side of 1. 0, -1, -2, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have our trusty calculator here. We could plug those values into that equation and solve and find out what each one of those equals, but we already have it plotted in our calculator here. Minus the quantity x minus 1 quantity squared plus 3. And if we want to look at the table, you push second table, and there's our table. Now we want to have the vertex in the middle, and the vertex is at the point 1, 3. So we're going to scroll down until 1 is in the middle of those values. I don't know how clear this is to you, but at -2, the y value is 6. At -1, it's -1. 0 is 2, 3. And then to be symmetrical, you have to have the same values on the other side. We're going to plot those points on our graph. Over 1, up 3. Over 0, up 2. -1, -1, and -2, -6, 2, 4, 6. Be exactly the same on the other side. And then we're going to draw our parabola. Remember that it's a curve, it's not straight line segments. We've labeled our axis of symmetry. The vertex point is the point 1, 3. It's a maximum. The label of our parabola is y equals -x minus 1 quantity squared plus 3. I think we've labeled everything that we have to. Next, going to find the value of h so that the graph of the equation contains the indicated point. So here is our equation in vertex form, and we want to have the value of h here, find the value of h so that the graph of this equation contains this point. So we're going to plug this point in to this equation. -2 plugs in here equals, what is x? 0 minus h, quantity squared, minus 3. And we're going to solve for h. Give us the values that we need. 0 minus h is -h. -h squared is h squared. Add 3 to both sides. 1 is equal to h squared. To get h by itself, we have to take the square root of both sides, and we know when we do that, we have a plus and minus value. Since we're not finding a length, we're just finding a number, we're not going to reject the negative. What is the square root of 1? 1. What is the square root of h squared? H. So we have plus and minus 1 as our answers. So now we have to find the value of h so that the graph of the equation contains the indicated point. So h could either be positive 1 or negative 1. So y equals x minus 1 squared minus 3, or y equals x minus -1 squared minus 3. So these are our two choices. This one is already in simplest form. This is one of our equations. The other equation in simplest form is x plus 1 quantity squared minus 3. Those are the two equations that will solve it. Now, of course, we will have more problems in class that we need to work on, but this is a good start to your notes, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Good night.